Good morning, everyone. It is 9 a.m. Thanks for joining us on our live stream at 9 a.m. It's called Daybreak Plus, and we're beginning right now with breaking news because any moment now, the iconic Mulligan's Brick Bar will come down. Our Courtney Courtwright is alive in Allentown right now with the latest. Courtney, set the scene for us. What's going on?
Yeah, you know, Melissa, it is so hard to imagine for so many people that another building right here on Allen Street will be coming down soon. I want to get you right into what is happening. Obviously, right now, no demolition taking place right now, but you can see there are crews on the scene. I see way down in the back that there is even a crane. There are people off to my side. You can't see them right now, but there are people off to the side waiting for this building to come down. Now, this building has been a staple in this community. There are so many people talking about it. It's been here for more than 120 years, holds a lot of special memories. Most of the building, like we've been talking about since Sunday, was lost to a fire. So how did we get here today? How did we get to the building coming down? Now, officials were supposed to demolish the building on Monday. We're taking you all the way back to the start of these conversations. They felt they needed to talk about that more with the Preservation Board, some more people, and of course the owner. Now, the Allentown Association and the Preservation Buffalo Niagara pushed for stabilization of this building. They say the owner of the building wasn't on board with that plan, and we found that out yesterday at around 4:45 with a press conference. We found out also that this building would be coming down around 9 o'clock. It was supposed to expected to be coming down at 9 o'clock. We are still waiting for that to happen. Obviously showing you the scene here, right here on Allen Street. Yesterday, we also learned from the preservation officials it would cost $150,000 to $200,000 to stabilize this building. Now, city officials said they wouldn't have been able to take the building into their own hands without the owner getting a 30-day notice. And one of the issues that they were talking about yesterday during that press conference is safety. Engineers say the building would just not have lasted that long. Now, bringing you back to the cause of the fire, it was ruled undetermined. Like we said, we've been covering this really closely for you since the beginning of this. They said the cause could have been an accident. It may have been an electrical issue. We also learned that this week. Now, Mulligan's Brick Bar, I mean, so many people that I've been talking to while I've been covering, community reaction this week have so many special memories in this building. So I'm not surprised that there are a couple of people. Even as I'm talking to you now, I just looked behind me. There are more people coming to watch and see what is happening on Allen Street at Mulligan's Brick Bar. Like I said, demolition is supposed to take place at around 9 o'clock. Obviously a few minutes past that, but the crews are on the scene. There's a crane off in the distance. And we also heard from the owner this week. That's really important to note. She released a statement obviously saying that she is heartbroken. She also said that she will pass along some of the artifacts to the Buffalo History Museum. And we have our full statement and obviously full coverage of Mulligan's Brick Bar and what has happened here over on our website. And we will continue to follow this story really closely for you throughout the day. But Melissa, like I said, still waiting to see Mulligan's Brick Bar and the demolition that will happen here soon. Still looking to see if there's people around here, and as I'm talking to you, more people are starting to gather, and this is a story that we are going to be following for you guys all day, of course, so stay with us on our air and online. Melissa?
Yeah, even though they said the demolition was going to be starting at 9, it could be all day to take this building down. They haven't said it. It's not going to be an implosion. It's not going to be an immediate thing. But so we'll keep checking in with Courtney. We'll also have a live stream of the site throughout the morning here on WGRZ+. And it's so much more than just a bar to people here in Western New York. We heard it from Pete. We heard it from Dave Cash. Monday nights at Mulligan's back in the day were the big thing. And it was like a Cheers atmosphere for people who would go into Mulligan's. Some people said it was just like another home. And Mulligan's holds a lot of sentimental value to people all over Allentown. And they told us the demolition is really going to have a big impact on them emotionally. Take a listen.
I think what was so special about Brick Bar was that Kim and Bill, the owners, made it more of like a family atmosphere, and it wasn't very commercial or, you know, like strict. Like, they were just family and they understood. It meant so much more to me than just a bar. And it's so hard because people will be like, oh, it's just a bar, it's just a building, it's just another structure. But to me, it wasn't just that. It was a family, it was a home, it was somewhere I was always accepted, it was somewhere I could always go to if I had nowhere else to go. It was somewhere I could always rely on a friend or someone to count on at Brick Bar.
It's like we're hearing those interviews all over again from the old Pink, which burned down 7 months ago. Oh, Courtney Courtwright's doing a live interview right now with Preservation Buffalo Niagara. Let's take a listen.
Most interesting building on all of the street. And I really question if the cost of stabilizing it was $150,000 to $200,000, what's the cost of the demolition? And who's going to be responsible for that? I think ultimately the owner probably would be when she sells the building. So it basically is the same thing.
And these are just questions you have. These are not official, or yes, exactly. These are just questions that you have.
I've tried to get through to people, and you can't. It's impossible to get through to anybody nowadays. You just can't talk to any real people.
What do you think about the building coming down today?
I think it's a terrible, terrible loss for Allentown and for just anybody that has a history in Allentown, and it's just a terrible loss. It was also the first bar that I ever went into years ago.
So you have a lot of memories in that bar.
I have a lot of memories here, and I knew people that worked there for years and everything else. But so it's a terrible loss, because when you visualize this gone, then you've got it's going to be this huge missing tooth on the street, and that's not a good thing.
And you're a resident of Allentown? Or?
Yeah. No, I've right near Kleinhands. I own like 6 big Victorian houses, and they were always the big abandoned houses that nobody else wanted, that I took down and showed that they could be preserved. So, in fact, when I first bought my first house, the realtor was so afraid. This was back in the early 80s. The realtor wouldn't even get out of the car. She was so afraid. So I'm not afraid of spooky projects, but I'm too old to open a bar. But I mean, I would certainly support the people that would, or I'd even give money to help to stabilize the building.
Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us today. Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do? I think
All right, thank you for that, Courtney. And as we've been reporting and heard from Courtney a few minutes ago, the building has stood in Allentown since 1897. A lot of history there. And a lot of people that we've spoken to say that they want to hold on to a piece of history. And now there's an effort to help the community keep those memories alive. After the fire at the Old Pink, the city officials started discussions about preserving that history, and they assure us that Mulligan's history will be saved as well.
So after the tragic fire at the Pink, I spoke with Melissa Brown of the History Museum and UB professor, architect, and artist Dennis Marr about a plan of how we can preserve historic artifacts in these very, very unfortunate circumstances. And we had been meeting and speaking about this. And, you know, we woke up Sunday morning and Mulligan's Brick Bar was on fire. So we have been in talks. We've been talking all day if it came to this. And we've identified components of the building that will be saved and salvaged. And we spoke with Ms. Rossi, who graciously is eager to donate those to the History Museum and see them carry on in the city and help us preserve our memories. So Dennis Marr, Melissa Brown, and I are working on that right now.
And again, you're taking a live look at the scene in Allentown right now. It'll be interesting, Patrick, to see if residents and neighbors are able to go to Mulligan's once it opens up and it's safe for folks to get closer. Remember, with Old Pink, people were taking bricks, and they were also putting out a makeshift memorial. They haven't been able to do that because it's been fenced off, so it'll be interesting to see what people want to take from Mulligan's in order to keep it alive.
Yeah.
And what are they taking out of the building that is not charred that can go into the History Museum? We'll be following that closely and see if we can learn more about that today.
There was a basement or something that had stuff, because but you look from the drone footage, there's nothing left.
Right.
inside.
Who can go in order
It's just
to
not
get it?
safe. I mean,
Right.
nobody can go grab a brick until
Right.
that, there's safety issues
Right.
there. But
Now, as we see all the time, we are the city of good neighbors, and other business owners are now coming out to help the workers who were impacted, who lost their job at Mulligan's when it burned down on Sunday. So Wingnuts has offered to hire former employees in need of a new job. They're hiring at their new location, which will soon be opening on Genesee Street in Buffalo. They've also got their Millersport Highway location at Flint Road in Amherst. And the co-owner of the restaurant says he just wants to help any way he can.
It's a place that me and my friends grew up frequenting. We're all from around here. We all grew up going to Allentown. I have longtime friends that have worked at that bar since we were 19, 20 years old. And it's just, it's a sense of community. Anytime someone's down in the Buffalo community, we really try to rally and, support each other and offer help in any kind of way possible. And we're opening a new restaurant. We need some staff here. And it would be really nice to, reach out and extend it to those people if they need help, if they need to cover their bills for the next few months. We'd be happy to bring them in, train them, and, get them working as soon as possible.
All right, really great offer there from Wingnuts. By the way, we're going to be talking about Wingnuts in about 10 minutes here on the live stream, because we're talking about wing places that have gotten some national attention lately. Wingnuts is one of them. So stay tuned for that in a few minutes on the stream. But again, we will be taking a live look at the scene all day long. We'll have another live report coming up in less than 2 hours on our midday show on Channel 2. And for the latest information, you can always visit our website, WGRZ.com. We want to talk about some other news this morning from Traffic Tracker 2's Dave Cash. There was a 7-vehicle accident on the right shoulder at the end of the ramp from the 290 East to the 90 West in that accident investigation area. And this has been happening for hours now. It's cleared, but there's still a huge backup. Traffic was at a standstill for a while before Sheridan and Harlem, so try to avoid that area. Not clear whether it was slick out there or what might have caused that accident, but Patrick, there have been some flakes flying all morning long, and it's just super cold out there.
Yeah, it is. Temperatures are currently in the teens, and that's where we're going to stay today. Good morning, everyone. Some light snow showers still around. I can't imagine they're causing too many issues, though. They're pretty light. Visibility's fine. Tonight, some snow showers, and then tomorrow, a drier day. In fact, we should get some clearing. We may even see a few peaks of sun today, but a better chance of that, it looks like, tomorrow. So some of those snow showers just north of the city, extending down into, it looks like Lancaster and Depew over towards Alden, and extending into, it looks like almost to East Aurora. And we'll see some of those snow showers kind of, I think, fade a little bit as we head into the afternoon. But this has been a weather pattern where there's just been this persistent flow of chilly air from the north, and that has been causing some snow showers also into Chautauqua County as well. Future look shows those bands kind of weakening a bit, although there is a healthy one potentially across far western Chautauqua County. And then as we head into tonight, temperatures in the teens. Tomorrow, it's a little warmer. Notice the clouds break up a little bit, and then we see temperatures in the teens, it looks like, for the start of your Friday. Thursday afternoon and Friday afternoon, we'll both see warming trends with temperatures in the 20s. And then here comes some light snow Friday night and into parts of Saturday. Should not impact travel, but again, a weak weather system is going to bring us some accumulating snows for Buffalo and actually much of New York. This is going to be kind of a widespread light snow moving through, and then it should push east of the area by Sunday. Having said that, there could be a few lake effect snow showers on Sunday, but pretty light. All right, cloudy and cold with some snow showers, 19. Tonight down to 16, cloudy with a few snow showers. Long range forecast. There's the light snow for Saturday. Mainly dry on Sunday, and then some light snows, maybe more of a lake effect situation here Monday into Tuesday, with temperatures getting back down into the 20s. And for the south towns in the southern tier, we also have some snow showers today, maybe for the southern tier tomorrow morning, then it dries out. Sunday, notice for the south towns, I do have a snow shower, it appears. Got to find my way back here.
You do.
That will bring some snow showers, maybe for Sunday into Highmark
You're
Stadium.
really internally and externally now struggling with the forecast for Sunday. I don't think anyone's going to care if there's a little bit of a snowflake here and there.
It's just the last couple of home games have not been stellar efforts on our, not just the whole weather enterprise.
Right.
Yeah, the day it snowed all day during the game against the 49ers. And
yeah.
So we want to get this one right. And there's just a little signal of maybe a little lake effect snow into the stadium.
A little inside baseball for all of you. The Bills equipment manager and some team officials call up you and call up Kevin and ask for the forecast. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
No,
they ask for the forecast so they know how to dress the players and what the players should know about the wind and everything.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's about the dress. Okay, we like them to wear flannel, some matching pants, the belt that matches the shoes. We got to no. It's more about game planning and travel to and from the stadium to the airport.
They need wet weather gear and snow gear and all that sort of stuff.
And we've been doing that for years. So we just,
Luckily, they still want to talk to you.
Everybody, it's that game in San Francisco against the 49ers.
Oh, I know, I was there.
In our brain.
Because Patrick and everybody kept saying it's not going to snow during the game. It's not going to snow. It snowed the entire game.
It did.
Okay. All right, as the Bills, so the weather looks fine for Sunday. And as the Bills get ready for Sunday, offensive coordinator Joe Brady is obviously busy game planning, but he's also a very popular guy. This is still his first full season as the Bills OC, and we now know of 4 teams that might be interested in him as their next head coach. There's 6 that need head coaches right now, but the Jags and the Bears are the latest teams to request an interview with Brady. We told you yesterday that it was the Jets and the Saints that were also interested. Head coach Sean McDermott giving support to Brady while reflecting on his recent growth.
I think Joe's done a really good job of reflecting and then growing. And so coming here, being able to see things in a little bit of a different maybe way in the way things are done here. And then Joe continuing to grow and being able then, just over a year and a half ago, whatever it was, to get another shot at being a coordinator. And what I've seen is his leadership continue to grow and his impact on our offense in particular.
Yeah, and Brady addressing the interview request as well says that he's just going to focus for this week in preparing for the Broncos on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, we called them too. The weather department said, we know you're available. We could use some help in the weather office. So you've got your choice. You've got head coaching gigs.
Right.
Or you can come here.
I think we're going to lose him. Unless the Bills can really, really pay him to stay. And what does he have to lose? If he goes to a team that's not very good and he doesn't get them to be very good, he'll probably go back to another OC position and be in the same spot he is right now. But he's coaching Josh Allen.
Great position to have a great quarterback, a great coaching staff.
Yeah.
He fits right in. The minute he started, the Bills had success with him.
Yeah. And Josh Allen loves him. I mean, he was his quarterback's coach and wanted him.
Leave that stability to coaching a team
to be a head coach?
A team that clearly is looking for a head coach because things aren't going well.
Right.
And that's your chance to maybe turn things around, but
we shall see. All right. Also, if you're thinking about going to the game, you better be careful about buying tickets online. Ticket prices are dropping a lot. A lot of people might be looking at the secondary market, but some are also looking on social media, and experts say that you really need to avoid scams. Experts encourage you to only buy tickets from reputable websites that you know of. And also, if you are buying on social media, which you really shouldn't do, make sure you do not pay through apps like Zelle or Venmo.
Stay away from Facebook, stay away from any of the other social media sites that are seems like it's an individual fan that is selling their tickets, but it's just a scam. They're looking to get your money and then not deliver the tickets.
Yeah, I asked for if anyone was selling tickets to the Bandits game. I had about 100 people write me, and 90 of them were bots. And they'll interact with you in your DMs, but they are not real people, and they'll ask you to send you the money in Venmo or Zelle before you get the tickets. So you have to be so careful. And also, we are checking and tracking the ticket prices for you. Back on Monday, they were about $170 for the 300 level, the worst seats in the house. Right now, you can get them for $92 a piece. A lot of people just kind of interested in going to hopefully a second home Bills playoff game. And so we'll continue to track those ticket prices for you.
Are you telling me the email that I got that said that I'm related to a Liberian prince? I have 200 grand in an account I didn't know about, plus Bills tickets.
I love you, Patrick, but you are the most gullible person in the entire world.
Okay, so that's not legit.
But I definitely want to try to get tickets to Sunday's game, but I'm going to hold off until Sunday morning, see what I can find.
Yeah.
I mean, I really think that they're going to keep dropping. And so
I think
then
a lot of
maybe
people are just waiting, okay, let's get to the next one, which I think is crazy thinking, but I think there will be some availability, it sounds like, Sunday morning.
For sure. And also, speaking of the Bills, let's talk about the new stadium. There are new renderings that just dropped. The Bills released them yesterday. So, okay, look at the right-hand side of the screen right here. Those little orange things, those are heaters in the concourse. So instead of freezing right now in the concourse when you are standing in line for the bathroom or for, a beer, you can actually stay warm in the winter. So that's really nice. Also, a lot more room to move around. Although they also in the rendering show that there aren't that many people in the concourse, which you can put as many people in there as you want, right? But the team says that there are also going to be, it's going to be a lot easier to watch the game as it's happening when you're waiting in the concourse. So it's right now, in order to see the game as you're in the concourse, there's like cement tunnels, and you have to kind of eke your way out there and wait. And so here, you're going to be able to watch the game from inside the concourse. This 360-degree view. Let's go on to the next one so we can see directly what's happening. Okay, here's another thing that they're saying, that you're going to be able to sit a lot closer to the field. They say this is one of the closest that you'll be able to sit to the field of any stadium in the NFL. And so that's very cool because it goes a lot higher, not wider.
There are some stadiums, like I think of my college years, the LA Coliseum, you have a football field with a huge track around it, right? And the seats are already set back.
Yeah.
So a lot of our football experience, if you went to a stadium like that, you were so far removed from the field and the players. This is totally the opposite.
One of the other things that they talked about, that there's going to be 2 big screens. The sound will be a lot better in there. They're going to be able to focus the sound on different parts of the stadium that they want. And the other thing is the Wi-Fi. There's going to be really, really high-tech Wi-Fi, 5G. Because right now, when you're sitting in the stadium, you can't upload anything to social media. You can't check other scores. You can't do anything because there's too many people on Wi-Fi. And now the Wi-Fi is also going to be going to the parking lots and the campus around the stadium, and that's huge. And also, you can only get into the stadium with showing your tickets on your phone. If Wi-Fi is all tied up, you can't pull it up. So people have been complaining for a long time about the Wi-Fi.
I'm just wondering why people are on their phones when they're at a football game. Shouldn't they be watching the football game?
Patrick. All right, let's. Okay.
Why are you on your phone?
Okay, the $2 billion stadium, by the way, should be open in 2026 at the beginning of the season. This is a whole nother thing to talk about. The stadium deal does include $144 million, by the way, that will benefit the community over the span of the 30-year lease. Okay, we want to talk about the other big story, a national story this morning, is as we speak, breaking news in California. Those wildfires are just awful. Pacific Palisades, going near Santa Monica. 30,000 people have been ordered to evacuate. This is not
live because the sun is now coming up.
Right.
And this
it's a 3-hour time difference, so it's about 6:23.
Yeah, right now we are learning what exactly took place last night with these fires. How many homes were lost?
And you went to school in LA. You know this area very well.
Yeah, so it is a very nice, affluent part of Los Angeles. Okay, it's very pretty. It's right along the coast there, and the wind is blowing, from the deserts of inland California out to sea, and you get these. I mean, there's all sorts of documentation of fires like this in the years past. In all different parts of Southern California. Malibu, though, seems to be one that's hit, and this is just a little south of there.
Right. And the wind gusts. Patrick, let's talk about the wind gusts a little bit, because you said that, we're hearing reports of 80 mile per hour, 100 mile per hour wind gusts, but that's very in specific areas, correct?
Yeah, I mean, that wind is a real deal. I mean, there's no doubt about it. That is and let me just get a couple of graphics here to help show this. When you hear about winds, the Southern California Santa Ana winds, you can get very strong wind gusts, no doubt about it. But they tend to be kind of focused in canyons or mountaintops. Okay, so here's the deal. Believe it or not, these strong winds causing fire are caused by cold air, believe it or not. You have a big pileup of cold air across the Intermountain West that is pushing the winds from east to west and out to sea, and these winds funnel through the mountains of Southern California. By the way, these mountains behind Los Angeles are some 10 to 11,000 feet high. Did you know that? And the canyons in between them allow those winds to funnel and accelerate. You also have canyons just to the north of Los Angeles where Pacific Palisades is technically in the city of Los Angeles, but it's just north of the main metro area. And these winds are just funneling through the canyons. These are current wind gust speeds, and basically reds are winds over 50 to 60 miles an hour, and we're seeing that throughout Southern California. And it looks like we have about another 24 hours of this wind, so another dangerous night. You may ask, well, why at night? The winds really accelerate at night in this kind of weather pattern. So that is what the real cause of concern is here. A completely different weather story, of course, where we are. But again, our hearts and minds go out to Southern California, especially right now, given the Daybreak. We're going to see the burn scar and see what happens. All right, do I keep going here or?
No, you can come over. We're going to talk about wings.
Okay. Anyway, by the way, real quick, you can see some lake effect snow showers continuing mainly just north of Buffalo.
And Patrick, I'm looking at the temperatures on our screen right now. 16 degrees on our live bug. Is that right?
Yeah.
It got a lot colder from this morning.
It went from 18 to 16, so it got a little colder. Okay. But 2 degrees in Melissa's world.
16 is cold.
It is cold, and today,
and we're going to be in this stretch for a while.
This is temperatures are kind of bottoming out today. We're going to be in the teens all day, so it's going to be a very cold day. Okay. Tomorrow we're in the low 20s. We're in the upper, close to 30 this weekend. So the deep freeze will kind of lessen, but next week it comes back. Next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's going to get cold, and maybe even into the week following that. Ugh. So a cold
But then
January.
You said February is going to be lovely, right?
There are signs that the weather pattern is going to take a big flip in February. Now, we're not going to, this isn't going to be Club Med around here, but it is going to be a lot warmer. And you can still get snow in a warmer weather pattern, but we're talking temperatures in the 30s and 40s versus what we've had.
Okay, and finally, the last thing we want to talk about right now, and Patrick, can you put your mic up?
Yeah.
Because it's getting muffled.
Oh, it's getting muffled.
Thank you.
That happened.
Wings. If you're thinking about ordering wings for the Bills game on Sunday, there's a new list that you might want to check out, kind of new. It was published by Food and Wine magazine back in August, but they reshared it on Instagram just yesterday, and it's getting a lot of traction right now. I think a lot of people are thinking about ordering wings for the playoffs and Super Bowl and things. It's called A Highly Opinionated Guide to the Best Buffalo Wings in Buffalo. Okay. Written by Tori Allen, who's a restaurant publicist for Food and Wine, but she's also from Buffalo. Okay. Born in Buffalo, knows her stuff. So let's go through the list. First is wing nuts. And she mentioned that it's for the crispiness of the wings. They're really huge wings. Let's scroll down here, Milton, if we can, to show the actual picture. So the next one is Macy's Place Pizzeria. They've got crazy pizza concoctions, but they've also got crazy wing concoctions. Oh, is that the place that has
those pizzas that are just
the Instagrammable pizzas.
Right.
And so they talked about like peanut butter and jelly wings, wasabi and black sesame wings, root beer wings. Number 3 is Gabriel's Gate in Allentown. She said it's the best feel of Buffalo. Sidelines was mentioned, Patrick. You and I signed the wall there.
I don't think they painted it over yet. But
no.
yes.
The secret to their sauce, she says, is the high quality butter and just Frank's Red Hot, creating a creamy texture. More Pat, which is taproom spelled backwards, in Williamsville. Their wings are beer brined for 24 hours with a lager or pilsner before hitting the fryer to ensure a juicier wing with the slightly malt flavor. And then Barbill, the honey butter barbecue Cajun style. There is Josh Allen's favorite. I think Barbill is just one of the most popular among everybody in Buffalo. And then my favorite, 911 Tavern, South Buffalo, cash only, no takeout, no separate checks, no reservations, no groups of 6 or more, just the best dive bar But you could go there and they might be like, no, we're not serving wings today.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's
We
the
don't-
type of place.
We don't like the look of you.
The
Scoot.
most delicious
That's
things.
awesome.
But I did ask you on social, and I'm going to read a few of them. I asked you on social this morning to tell me your favorite places. Kevin says Woodcock Brothers. Paul Schaller says Cherry Lounge in Jamestown. John Beaver says Louis in Attica. Wally B says Curry's on Kenmore. So many votes for JP's in Hamburg, Big Tree and O'Neill's. And then Joyce Higgins and Eric Hartman say by far Barbell. Lots of votes for Barbell.
I've got mine. It's a little local place called Ann John's, right on the Orchard Park Hamburg border. They're right on South Abbott.
Okay,
It's a
and-
little pizza, but the wings are awesome.
Awesome, very good. And we are back at 10 a.m. We're going to live stream again, back live from Allentown. Bye, everybody.